What's up, guys? I'm the proud owner of every single divine and godly unit in the game, so now it's time for the new updated tier list featuring the new ultimate units. Let's get it. Big shout out to Axe Menzel, Tokyo, Honko, and Ash de Quebec. Make sure you guys comment down below any video ideas you have for this channel for a nice shout out. Alright guys, here are our tiers. We have S plus for meta for infinite mode and classic and gold farm, and then A tier, B tier, C tier, or D tier. I know a lot of you guys are wondering about PvP mode, and that is going to be in a separate tier list video. All right, guys, starting off, we have Eto, or Etta, I think is the name. All right, let's go first, showcase her stats. All right, we'll go through all the divine units first. So Ieto, she honestly, guys, I'm gonna be honest, guys, this is a little bit mid. Like, look at that damage and look at the... yeah, she's not the greatest unit in the game. If I'm gonna be honest, guys, yeah, she's kind of a yike. However, she isn't a bad unit, so we're gonna be putting her in the A tier. All right, next up, guys, we have Car 4. Now, Car 4 is basically a 0-2 reskin, and unfortunately, she is a single target unit, which is a little bit disappointing. But honestly, her damage isn't even like that bad, and she wasn't really nerfed as much as some of the other units, so we're gonna put her in the B tier. All right, next up, guys, we have Whitebeard. Now, Whitebeard is actually an underrated unit. If we take a look, guys, look at the stats, man. Very, very fast SPA, kind of mid-range, but the damage is crazy. Personally, I wouldn't bring him for infinite mode, but I definitely think he's meta for classic and gold farming, so I'm going to put him in the S tier. All right, next up, guys, we have Whis. Now, Whis, I think Whis did get nerfed, but they might have rebuffed him. He does double hit, so if you guys want to know why his stats are a little bit different, he actually does closer to 4,000 damage, so very, very good unit. However, if we compare that to some of the other units like Blackbeard, again, it's not as good, because while he does have more damage, Blackbeard does have the effect. So personally, guys, in my opinion, Whis isn't really meta for classic or gold farming. However, I am going to put him in the A tier. He's still a great unit. All right, next up, guys, we have our boy Netero. Now, if we take a look, guys, his damage isn't actually that bad. All right, 30,000. However, you know, it's not the best unit in the game. I'm going to put him in like low A tier. All right, next up, guys, we have Armored Titan. All right, Armored Titan, again, isn't the greatest unit, unfortunately, but he's not terrible. You can only place one of him, though. He's kind of like a worse version of Whitebeard, and for that reason, I'm gonna have to put Armored Titan in the C tier, guys. I don't really recommend him that much. I'd probably even rather have Car 4 personally, because you can place multiple of her. All right, next up, guys, we have Todoroki. Todoroki is a meta unit, guys, because of his chilled effect. All right, pretty much any unit with chilled effects or slow effects is meta. Honestly, guys, and he's not even bad at gold farming either. So I'm gonna put him in S plus tier because he's very good for both. All right, next up, we have Irwin. If we take a look, guys, Irwin's damage is kind of mid, but he hits like almost the whole map. So for that reason, I think he's actually underrated of a unit. We're gonna show some love for Irwin and put him in. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I think he's probably like higher on the A tier. He's actually not that bad. Next up, guys, we have Light. Now, Light, they rebuffed Light, guys. That's great. So it looks like they buffed a lot of the units that were nerfed in the past. So he does 400k now instead of 200k, which is really nice. So I'm glad they buffed him. And personally, if we take so his stats are actually like good now. So wherever is Light. All right, honestly, guys, I'm gonna have to put Light higher up on this list. I'm gonna say he's probably in the A tier still, but he's still a really good unit. Highly recommended, not a bad one. All right, next we have Naruto 6 pass. Look at that, guys. 137,000 damage is really, really good. Very high. Definitely one of the better divine units in the game. I'm gonna be honest, I think I might pick Whis a little bit over him, but it's very, very close. All right, next up, guys, we have Jotaro. Now, if you take a look, Jotaro's damage kind of sucks, but he has like multi-hit, so it's not as bad as it looks, but he's mainly there for his time stop, which might be meta. So I'm gonna probably put him in infinite mode meta. He's really good in that, but they kind of messed around with infinite mode a little bit, so we might have to readjust this later, but for now. And same thing with Dio. All right, they're basically just the reskins of each other, so they're both good units. As far as which one is better, if we take a look at their stats, Dio is doing looks like more damage, but has a slower SPA, so it's kind of like whichever one you pick. There's not really much of a difference, so it's up to you guys which one you like better. All right, next up, guys, we have Golden Drago. Honestly, Golden Drago isn't bad per se. I just feel like he's not really worth it. I don't think he ever really helps that much. So personally, I'm gonna put Golden Drago in the B tier. Like, I don't think he's really that infinite mode meta. So he's not a bad unit. I just don't recommend him. All right, next up, guys, we have Blackbeard. His damage doesn't look as insane, but his Blackbeard effect makes him slow units and do insane amounts of damage. So honestly, in my opinion, he's the best divine in the game, and he's very, very, very leaderboard meta. So if you guys are trying to run the leaderboard, I recommend at least having 1 to 2 of him on your total leaderboard roster, and you should be pretty much good to go. All right, next up we have Rengoku. Now, unfortunately, Rengoku isn't like burn or anything, which kind of sucks. But the nice thing about him is his damage goes hard. But all in all, he's not the greatest of units. Personally, I'd probably go with Naruto over Rengoku. So I'm gonna put Rengoku here. He does do a lot of damage though, so not bad. Again, guys, a lot of these divines are very similar. But you guys can let me know if you guys would switch the order up at all. But this is what I'm gonna put him in. All right, next up, guys, we have Polnareff. Now he's not the greatest units either. I wouldn't say he's like bad per se, but I don't know if I can really like recommend this dude. I'm gonna personally put him in C tier. He's kind of mid in my opinion. All right, next up, guys, we have Goku Black Rose. Look at his damage, guys. It's just not high enough for what he does. Now he's not as bad if you get him the discounted thingy, but overall I'm gonna say he's not the greatest unit. I personally would never like summon for him. I'm gonna have to put him high C tier, but still C tier. All right, next up, guys, we have a Colossal Titan. This one has strong, but he's actually a pretty good unit, guys. He's like a budget Whitebeard, and for that reason I'm gonna actually have to like bump him up a bunch. Personally, I think he's actually not bad for classic and gold farming. I might say he's slightly worse than Whitebeard, but overall it's really close. So I'm gonna say he's like the budget Whitebeard, so I'm gonna put him in A tier. He's probably one of the best godlies in the game. I honestly might even put him above a lot of these divines. And honestly, if you take a look at his damage, like 66,000 damage is a lot more than most of the divines as well. So he's actually a very good unit. Granted, mine is has a few benefits on it right now, but you guys could easily get this too for the price of one divine. All right, next up, guys, we have Drago. Now personally, I don't really think Drago is super meta, but he does buff all the damages. But so overall, he's not a bad unit. I'm gonna put him in S+ tier for both though, because I do actually recommend bringing him in infinite mode as well. So definitely a very great unit, guys, to have. Highly recommended. Madara, again, look at the damage. 57,000 isn't bad, but it's definitely not as good as these divine units. However, it's only like one step below. So personally, I'm gonna probably put it like right there in the B tier. All right, next up, guys, actually, and honestly, I think we're gonna have to move Carrefour down as well. I think Madara is just way better than Carrefour, which is pretty obvious. So I think they deserve to be in difference here. All right, next up, guys, we have Gus. Gus does have an ability, so he's actually a very good unit. Personally, I'm gonna put him in the B tier. Very good unit to have. I might honestly pick him over Madara sometimes, but it's close. And because his damage is just kind of mid. Anya, guys, is very good. Not only does she do a whole bunch of damage, all right, but she also basically Toga, but with like a randomness percent too. She's actually busted OP and meta. For honestly, I'd say she's meta for almost every mode, except like damage mode, except maybe PvP, but we're not talking about PvP in this list. So easily, guys, S+ tier for both. Now, personally, I'm gonna rank her above Shenron. She's actually really good, but I might actually even put her above Todoroki. Like, she's that good. Very underrated unit, but it's close. Definitely probably one of the best, maybe the best godly in the game. All right, next up, guys, we have Jotaro. Not a bad unit. He's basically as good as the other guys, so I'm gonna have to put him in S tier for infinite mode. Definitely good for infinite mode, but not much else. All right, Luffy, guys, is a great starter unit. You guys can see his damage, 1,000, not bad at all. If you're a newer player trying to beat some of the story modes. For that reason, I definitely recommend him a lot as like a first godly if you don't want to save up for Whis or Blackbeard as your first divine, which I do recommend considering how easy gems are usually to get. I'm gonna put him high B tier, very good unit. All right, next up, guys, we have Muzan, kind of a mid unit, guys. If you take a look at his damage, like there's just way better units out there. So unfortunately, Muzan is not the greatest in the game. I'm gonna be honest, Muzan is like low B tier for me. All right, next up, guys, we have Frieza. Frieza makes the enemies faster. Like I don't understand why people bring him, guys. Frieza's the worst unit in the game, in my opinion. Please don't use Frieza. All right, next up, guys, we have Gojo. Gojo just doesn't do enough damage. Like, how is a Gali doing 3,000 damage? I don't understand why. For that reason, guys, I'm putting Gojo in the C tier. I just don't get it. Why is he like that? He's like up there with Carrefour, very similar. All right, next up, we already did those. We have a Kura. Basically, Kura attaches bombs to enemies. It's not honestly like bad, but it's not good. In my opinion, it's a pretty like E tier-ish ability. All right, next up, guys, we have young Sasuke. Wait, how did I get a prestige 2 young Sasuke? Yo, wait, how did I get all these units? I thought I traded these away. I don't know. Maybe it's a bug or something, but somehow I have a prestige 2 young Sasuke. What a flex. Anyways, look at his stats, guys. Dude, they did him dirty on the damage. I'm not gonna lie. For that reason, I'm not gonna say he's terrible, but yeah, I'm gonna be personally put him in the C tier. Not that great of a unit. All right, for godlies are concerned. All right, next up, guys, we have Beast Titan. Now, Beast Titan has like the highest range in the game, I think, once you like buff him and stuff, or it's up there. So for that reason, I'm gonna give him some credit, but overall, he's not really the most busted of units. But personally, guys, he's easily B tier. I'd probably pick him over Muzan. All right, next up, guys, we have have Gara, very meta unit, guys. And look at that damage. Dude, this guy, he may be single target, but the damage goes hard. And the SPA kind of sucks. And he also has a meta slowing effect. So very, very highly recommended for like leaderboards, etc. So I'm going to easily put Gara in the S tier for infinite mode. I don't know if I would recommend him for gold farming though, but it's pretty close. All right, next up, guys, we have Naruto. 20% range boost. I'm gonna be honest, guys, 20% range boost isn't really that worth it in this game because of how the AoE work. We're gonna have to until they fix it, we're gonna have to put him in the D, in like the D tier. I just don't recommend it, man. Like, range just doesn't help much at all. All right, next up, guys, we have Crimson Doflamingo. Really busted OP unit, guys. I believe it like burns and like or bleed and slow at the same time. Very, very good. I'd say maybe slightly worse than Todoroki, but very, very up there. All right, next up, guys, we have Blue Drago. Reduces the enemy speed by half. Again, very, very busted. Don't ask why I have a prestige 2-1. I don't what a time. Personally, guys, I think this is maybe not great for gold farming, but it's definitely meta for infinite mode. Probably one of the best units ever in infinite mode, but for gold farming, don't bother. Not worth it. So just normal S tier for that guy. Rage Drago. It makes all the enemies do more damage, but it also makes them faster. But it's bugged right now. I don't know if they ever fixed it, but because it's still bugged, S tier, guys. Very good unit for both modes. All right, next up, guys, we have Diavolo. Now, Diavolo is a very heavy hitter. Look at that, 45,000. Not bad for a fast SPA. So overall, not a bad unit. I'm gonna be honest, I'll probably put him in like B tier. He's a little, only actually maybe C tier because he's just so expensive. Like, I don't understand it. Look at the cost. Like, I think he might be the most expensive unit in the game still. 100,000. Why? I just don't get it, man. Why do they make him so expensive? Not really sure on that one. Not sure. All right, Thanos, guys. Basically what Thanos does is it gives you a free 5 waves. He's that good. 5 waves in the game. Easily infinite mode meta. Honestly though, classic mode meta for sure. Like, if you're having struggle beating like the last few waves, bring Thanos. He's a free 5 waves in the game. All right, Hurt Godly isn't that great of a unit. You can see from his damage. Definitely kind of mid. So personally, I'm gonna have to put him in the C tier. He's just kind of a mid one. Not that great of a unit. Next up, guys, we have Renjay. Now, a lot of people like hated on me for the last video, and yeah, guys, I'm gonna actually put some respect on his name. He's honestly actually a pretty good unit. Now, is he meta? No, but like I definitely think he does deserve B tier as a pretty decent unit. Tundra also is very good as well, guys. All right, let me show you Tundra's stat. Low key, like, that's hitting, man. Not that bad at all for a unit. So I'm gonna be honest, he's probably not as good as Luffy, but like he's up there. So I'm gonna probably put him like right around Luffy. Bulma, guys, is like the best money in the game. Now, I'm gonna be honest, guys, money units aren't necessarily meta for infinite mode. So I'm gonna have to give her meta for like classic and gold farming. All right, now, guys, we have all of the new units. Now, they're gonna mess around with these guys' stats. So I'm gonna have to rank them right now, but again, their stats will change, so keep that in mind for these ultimate units, and I might make an ultimate updated video, so make sure you guys go check out that video whenever it drops if they ever do change the stats. So first up, guys, in my opinion, Denji is definitely the best, and he is definitely meta, guys, for classic and gold farming. Maybe not quite as good as Whitebeard. All right, unless they I don't know if they, yeah, Whitebeard honestly might have an edge. It's close. I'm gonna give Denji the slight edge though. Darkon also is not bad, but personally, Whitebeard has an edge over Darkon. All right, Miriam, honestly kind of mid. I'd honestly probably pick a Colossal Titan over a Miriam. All right, Power is also very busted, just slightly worse than Denji. I'd probably also say slightly worse than Whitebeard, but it's really close. Really close there. All right, Psycho is very mid. I'd probably say right around as good as Miriam. They're basically the same unit. All right, and then we have Teriyaki. Very good unit, guys. I'd honestly say he's probably better than Gon, but it's really close. I'll probably put him a little bit above Gon. All right, guys, so there you go, guys. There's the new final Ultimate Tower Defense tier list. Let me know what you guys thought about it down below in the comments, and make sure you guys comment down below any suggestions you have for the ranking, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.